What if we tell you that the first billionaire woman on Earth was Hatshepsut with a personal net worth of $2 billion, excluding her kingdom's wealth? Today in this video, we will talk about how Hatshepsut won the hearts of people by spending 2/3 of her wealth on building magnificent architectural wonders across Egypt, and her expedition to the land of Punt that made her the second filthy rich. Stay connected so that you don't miss any of these interesting facts about Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut undertook the biggest ever trade expedition to the land of Punt. This trading expedition to Punt took place in the 9th year of her reign. Historians say that all the expeditions were only completed by the greatest kings. Hatshepsut was the only lady who managed to get to the Punt among Egyptians. Punt was known for selling luxury items and art pieces in the ancient world. Hatshepsut sent the biggest ship with her troops to fetch items. She made preparations for this expedition and funded the mission to the land of Punt. It was estimated that she spent around $5 million on this expedition. Hatshepsut sent 5 large ships, each 80 feet long. Each ship accommodated 210 men along with 50 rowers and sailors. The size of these ships was equal to J.K. Rowling's private yacht Amphitrite. This delegation of 5 large ships returned after 2 years. It was one of the most successful trade expeditions that brought $50 million worth of gold, ivory, silver, frankincense, and myrrh. She mesmerized people as no such things were brought under the rule of any male pharaoh before Hatshepsut. This proved the might of Hatshepsut being a female ruler and accomplishing things that no other male pharaoh did. One of the astonishing things brought from Punt was live trees. This delegation returned more than 30 live myrrh trees. The roots of these trees were kept in baskets during the voyage to safeguard them from dying. In history, it was the first attempt to transplant trees brought from foreign lands. These trees were reserved and later planted in Hatshepsut's mortuary temple. Hatshepsut didn't stop here. After the expedition of Punt, she also sent many other expeditions to Byblos and the Sinai Peninsula. These trades brought $100 million to the treasury every year. In short, she was making $100 million in profits each year, which equates to the revenue of Apple and Google in their initial years. This was the biggest achievement of Hatshepsut. Hatshepsut had dominion over mines in Punt with large stockpiles of gold, copper, and precious stones during her 2 decades in power. According to Karakuni, an Egyptologist, with control of gold mines with a production value of $2 billion, Hatshepsut was Egypt's wealthiest female ruler. $2 billion worth of gold means 34 tons of gold, which is equivalent to the production of Bingham Canyon Mine, the biggest mine in the world. Hatshepsut re-established the trade networks that had been disrupted during the previous pharaoh's administration. As historians say, she was the best businesswoman in ancient times. She alone managed to make billions without any business degree from Oxford University. One of the bizarre things about Hatshepsut was that even though she was a female, in most of her statues, she's depicted herself as a male with a fake beard. Her images portraying her wearing a dress of a queen and the crown of a king with a fake beard were found by archaeologists. Another great achievement of Hatshepsut was that she built the world's greatest buildings, appointing more than 1 million people, turning mountains into architectural marvels. It is estimated that she spent almost $1.5 billion on the construction and renovation of temples, buildings, and monuments during the 20 years of her reign, almost half of her fortune. This equates to the cost of building the world's tallest building in Dubai, Burj Khalifa. During her reign, she introduced new construction techniques. Previously, buildings were made of mud bricks. She was the first to introduce stone structures. Her best work was the mortuary temple Djeser-Djeseru, which is considered a masterpiece of ancient Egyptian architecture. She spent around $50 to $80 million on this project alone. Hatshepsut's temple was located in the valley basin, which was surrounded by the cliff and open gardens. Moreover, the temple had 3 layered terraces reaching 97 feet in height. Hatshepsut built this unique temple with lots of amenities. The lower levels featured pools, gardens, and sanctuaries. According to archaeologists, there were 2 giant T-shaped pools connecting the central path of the temple. It is estimated that these pools were constructed at an expense of $1 million each. The pools were used for rituals. Imagine an indoor pool, and that too 3,000 years ago. Surely the Roman baths might have been inspired by Hatshepsut's mortuary temple. The outer area of the temple was decorated with frankincense trees. She spent around $5 million just buying fragrant tall trees to make the temple look magnificent. Additionally, 100 colossal statues of Hatshepsut as the pharaoh were placed at the top terrace, costing around $2 million. The most amazing thing about the temple was that it was made facing the moon. Every full moon day, the temple shined magnificently. The 3-layered descending terraces added to the grace of this giant temple. Another hefty spending recorded in history by Hatshepsut was the renovation of the Karnak temple. She not only renovated this huge 10,000 square miles temple, as big as the Vatican City, at the cost of $2 million. It is the biggest complex that consists of temples, chapels, and other buildings where treasures and secret documents were stored. Hatshepsut also added 2 electrum-topped obelisks worth $100 million in this temple to mark her patronage, just like other pharaohs. Moreover, the building was remodeled with her father's hypostyle hall and introduced 2 pairs of obelisks. These obelisks were 100 feet, one of the tallest in the world at that time, weighing 450 tons, being towed along the Nile River by 27 ships and 850 oarsmen. The size of the obelisk was similar to a modern-day wind turbine blade, which requires 3 specially designed rail cars to transport from one place to another. The transport of these obelisks was estimated to be $1 million, which is around 1,000 times greater than the cargo freight of the world's largest cargo aircraft, Antonov. Images inside the temple depict this event with ships and people enjoying this event. It would have been one of the biggest gatherings in ancient times. How wild and adventurous would it be to witness this event? The most astonishing thing about these obelisks was that when the sunlight fell on these electrum tops at the right angle, they would light up. No one had observed such a thing in centuries. The obelisks of Hatshepsut were the biggest of all the ancient Egyptian obelisks. These obelisks were made out of one single piece of pink granite. Moreover, the height is around 30 meters, just similar to the Christ the Redeemer statue at Rio de Janeiro. One such other monument Hatshepsut built was Beni Hassan in Middle Egypt. The Beni Hassan was made in a rock-cut style temple known as Spios Artemidos. Some of the 39 tombs are painted on the monuments with scenes of daily life and important biographical texts of Egyptian histories. These art crafts are worth more than $20 billion as antiques. Yes, you heard it right. With all this money currently, you could hold the 75th position in the top 100 billionaires of the world. She fought against all the odds and made Egypt a wonderland of rich construction. For all the women today, Hatshepsut is a true inspiration. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to our channel for more historical facts and check out this next video on screen now.